If you want to help me out and donate, please do so with one of the links that I provide in the comment section. Do not use the YouTube stuff. YouTube takes 40 to 50%, and then it goes through a processor and they take 4 to 10% themselves, so I don't ever really get what you give me. You just use one of the links to help me out. Of course, I'm under tremendous stress trying to get my financial situation situated. Just a quick note. They have come right out and said they are trying to get Trump at all costs, by any means. So I'm a third-year law school student. I need $100,000 to finalize my degree and get my law degree. That is not what I'm asking for in donating to the channel. I have worked for law firms here in Las Vegas. I also worked in law school for legal stuff. I did research in law school and presented briefs in law school as a part of an actual job. So when I say I have looked at all of the cases, the one in New York has no underlying crime to it, and he's elevated a single misdemeanor to 34 counts of a felony. Well, here's the problem. In his effort to get the word felony in there, he went to the level of a federal charge. He is a state attorney. He has no jurisdiction over a federal charge. So, the Trump organization said, we need to remand this to the federal level and have a federal judge preside over this. And the district attorney Bragg filed a motion to recover the case to the state level. Well, in order to recover it to the state level, put it back into the state level, you have to reduce the charge from voter fraud, felony voter fraud, to misdemeanor business filing, and 1 count at that. The whole idea is that he was making payments for hush money to the prostitute. Well, he wasn't making payments on the hush money. He was paying his lawyer a retainer fee, which you pay every month or however much you pay a lawyer to keep them on retainer. That's the thing. The retainer does not cover the hush money because the actual facts of the matter are the lawyer paid the prostitute, not Trump. In fact, Trump never acknowledged any sort of hush money. You ever go into a auto shop or a mechanic and you say it's making a funny noise, and then the mechanic comes back with a list of 20 things that he has fixed. He has done these 20 things without your permission, without double checking with you first, in order to generate money. So the facts of the case are the attorney paid the hush money, and not only did he pay the hush money, but he took out a loan so that his own wife would not find out that he paid the hush money. So his own wife didn't know, and of course that also means Trump didn't know. Why? Because Trump paid the retainer fee. At no point did they prove that Trump even knew anything. Come to find out, Stormy Daniels and President Trump both said nothing occurred. So there was nothing to pay hush money for, because nothing actually happened. But District Attorney Bragg brought the case anyway, and he knows that if it goes to the federal level, the feds already took a look at the entire case and said there was nothing there was no crime, and they did not charge him with anything, they didn't indict him with nothing. Everything is fine. That's what they said at the federal level. This is why he wants to bring it back down to the state level, because he knows it's going to be dismissed, and it's going to be probably be dismissed with prejudice. That's the New York case. D.C. is bringing a case, and here, again, They said President Trump took secret documents and was asked to return the secret documents, and he did not. The President of the United States has an unfettered sole authority to declassify any document. The whole idea is that they're saying top secret, top secret, top secret to get you emotional. Oh my God, Trump has top secret documents. President Trump has the highest clearance that there is, and he has the single authority to completely declassify a document. Then the Presidential Records Act says, oh no, you can't just declassify a document. You have to sign this form, and then it has to be sent to us, and then we have to approve it, and then it's declassified. And President Trump says, no, I'm not going to do that. I am the President of the United States. They're declassified. You do not have authority over the President of the United States. If the President has to seek approval from somebody else, that means that they are of a higher authority than the President. You get that part? Now, the whole idea that your existence actually hinges upon that the President created you. It's as if God had to seek your approval for him to send his only begotten Son. How weird does that even sound? You have to fill out this form, and then we have to approve it, then the document is declassified. No, sweetheart. I declare, just like I can literally sign a presidential decree and it's law, the Constitution says at the sole discretion of the President, he has the authority to declassify any and everything in the Constitution. It does not say he has to go to some agency. And it's not actually an agency. It's more of a library. And they're more of librarians. So the facts of the case are, they're trying to assert that the librarians did not declassify the documents, so the President of the United States was holding top secret documents. And when they wanted them, he wouldn't give them back. Well, the facts of the matter is actually well known. That Trump was not only working with the people, he was working with the people before he even left Washington, D.C. All of the documents were in plain view. Everybody took pictures of all of the documents. So they have on record the exact documents of what he actually has. He takes the documents to Mar-a-Lago. They then say, you have to construct a room with these specification, and you have to have this specification for the locks, and your Secret Service has to be put to the task of guarding the room. Got you. Done. Then they then go to Biden and say, Biden, we want to raid Mar-a-Lago and make a big spectacle for the midterms. And although it's not a real law, you're not supposed to do anything to impact an election 21 days before the election. No, it's 20 days. They raided Mar-a-Lago on 21. You said, well, that's not 20. They stayed at Mar-a-Lago for 3 days. It wasn't an hour there and then they're gone. No, they were there 3 days. And then they did all sorts of stuff like stage photographs, throwing the documents on the ground, and then taking pictures of the documents on the ground and saying, see what he did? No. We already know that all of the documents were in the room, in the safe, under lock and key with Secret Service guard. We already know this. Then they performed an illegal search of the premises and forbid the lawyers from being present to actually observe and make sure that President Trump's rights were not violated. They didn't allow the lawyers in there, which is another illegal act. Then we have the thing in Georgia. President Trump calls and says, I know the votes are there, find me the votes. That's all he said. I know the votes are there. Find me the votes. They're trying to bring a grand jury to indict him and say that he was coercing votes and creating fraudulent votes. Come to find out, if you look at the facts in Georgia, they actually did an investigation of the vote, and they found that the vote was not certified properly. So there's that nasty thing. Same thing in Arizona. Same thing, I believe, in Texas. Same thing in Michigan. It was 7 states also. But for some reason, President Biden is still President Biden. They are trying to arrest Trump by any means necessary. They're trying to arrest Trump to make, not to embarrass Trump, but to embarrass you. They're trying to force you to be so embarrassed that you do not vote Trump into office. But here's the deal. The Constitution says he could be in maximum security prison. If the country votes for him, he comes out and serves as president. He can be under lock and key. If he's voted in, he's voted in. This is election interference. Plain and simple. Why the Republicans, I'm not a Republican, why the Republicans aren't literally just willy-nilly arresting everybody involved in this all across the country. Why they aren't doing that, I have no idea. It must be true that it is the one-party system, and they don't care. I guess they're A-OK fine with Biden being president. I would say if you are a Republican and you live in one of those places where you must vote for a Republican, go ahead and vote out your current Republican person and get one that actually matters. And you campaign for the person. All of you campaign for the person. It's usually that the person, the incumbent, has millions of dollars to spend and can generate millions of dollars in donations and in funding. But if a grassroots effort comes along, that's actually going to defeat millions of dollars, because grassroots is more powerful than just advertising and commercials and political speeches and stuff like that. Word of mouth is actually pretty powerful. You do see that with the Bud Light boycott, right? There are no commercials saying boycott Bud Light, but here you go. They've lost almost $20 billion. Thank you all for watching. Please consider donating, like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.